Well, a lot of women in the 80s wished they were Jesse's girl after that iconic song came out. It rocketed singer Rick Springfield to superstardom. That, along with his role as Dr. Noah Drake on the soap opera General Hospital, made him a household name. And now the singer and actor is also a writer, penning a very open memoir on the extreme highs and lows of his life. Late at Night chronicles his struggles with depression, a suicide attempt, and the woman who stuck by him for nearly 30 years. And it has just made the New York Times bestseller list. Rick Springfield joins me now. Rick, thank you so much for being here. I think that this is really incredible because you wrote it yourself. There was no ghostwriter, and after you put your blood, sweat, and tears into this thing and sent it to your publisher, you had some serious second thoughts.
Yeah, I did. My wife is a very private person, and we're still together 30 years, and you know, I felt like, to a degree, like I betrayed her in the book, and but overall, I think it reads as a love story. But I know there are things in there that would hurt her, and I called up and said, you know, I don't want this book released, and they went, what? And so they talked me off the ledge. But my main thing out here, apart from pushing the book, is to represent my wife appropriately.
Well,
she's
it's
an
clear.
Incredible woman. It
is clear when you read this book that although you admit to numerous infidelities, I mean, you know, I'm not excusing it, but you're a rock star, and a lot of rock stars have this piece of the story in their lives, that you love her, and she loves you deeply. And you talk about how she wasn't sitting there idly by saying, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. When she would find out, she would be angry, you had fights, you went and got counseling, you almost got a divorce. But you write about your own guilt in cheating, and you write the following: I've traded all that is true and pure in my world for a quick fix. And you are harder on yourself on this particular subject than anybody.
I hope it reads that way, because I do treat it with some humor. It's not all dark and horrible, but I have done some dark things in my life.
And you talk about in the book a lot about how you weren't that into the drug scene like a lot of rock stars are, but
no.
You used infidelity and sex as sort of a balm to soothe the wounds that you were suffering. And the book is very open about your lifelong struggle with depression. We mentioned in the intro that when you were just 17, you had a failed suicide attempt, and that's something you've dealt with forevermore, notwithstanding huge fame and fortune.
Part of my drive was actually the depression. I thought if I could be famous and successful, then the depression would go away. And it's probably in a lot of artists, performers, that neediness, that if they're successful, whatever their thing is will be healed. But that's what I call the myth of fame. That it doesn't heal you. You feel great I felt great for a year and a half. It was amazing. But it always comes back, and then I pulled the plug in my career in 1985 when it was still roaring along, and went into serious in-depth therapy for 5 years to deal with the depression and not have it destroy me.
You know, a lot of people envy celebrities, and they envy rock stars, and they want that life, and they think it will cure whatever it is that ails them. And you say what?
Absolutely, it does not. There's a certain, you know, it's like when you start making money. The only thing I remember about making money is truly thinking, oh, great, I don't have to worry about the light bill now. Other than that, you know, it's not the thing everybody thinks it is. And you've certainly seen people, you know, win millions on the jackpot, and their life turns to crap, you know.
Yeah.
So it's a lot to handle, and nothing on the exterior will heal what is inside, and it took me years to truly realize that.
I want to ask you, though, because we've all, obviously, we remember Jesse's Girl, we remember the huge success you had. I mean, just so our viewers know, 17 million albums. You've had numerous, I think is it 17 top 40 hits? It's not just Jesse's Girl, it's huge. And you're still writing to this day, and singing to this day, performing to this day, acting. You were on Californication not long ago. But where are you now after all the struggles that, you know, were recent? I mean, you write it up until 51, you were still dealing with a lot of this, and you're 61 now. Where are you now?
Yeah. I feel it's always there. The depression's always there. But I have learned to deal with it through meditation. Meditation helps me a lot. Being grateful, being thankful for my family, thankful for the fact that I'm in a career that I love and that I'm still hungry and still vibrant in that career. I'm very grateful for fans, the fans that, you know, I don't know how, but they still find me interesting. You know, just every now and then it'll get too much and I'll hit vitamin P, Prozac.
Yeah, you mentioned that in the book as well. Listen, I've read the book late at night. It is really compelling. It's written very well, and I admire what is, in the end, a love story between you and your wife, Barbara, and your two boys. So all the best to you, Rick. Thanks so much for coming on.
Thank you.